Hey, this is Scott Anthony Barlow from Happen to Your Career and the author of Get a Raise Guide. Today I want to show you really quickly just a couple of the things that you can consider taking to conversation with your boss or other people that have a vested interest when you are asking for a raise. So a couple of these things got right in front of me. There's a couple of previous videos here that you can find at getaraiseguide.com after you download Get a Raise Guide, or on YouTube, and they'll teach you how to actually get this information. But for the sake of conversation here, I just want to show you what you can take with. So one of these things to be able to help your employer understand what other jobs are out there that you are actually not just making some of this stuff up, but that there are other positions out there that do pay what you are asking for, or in the range that you're asking for. So just for the sake of example, here's some HR positions that pay over $95,000. And, if I were going in asking for $95,000, I could show them all of these different positions and say, hey, look, there's a whole bunch of them out there. In fact, just on this page alone, there's a number of them. This shows right here that it's just one of 10 of 2,200, over 2,200 jobs. So that can leave an impact. So that's one thing. Another resource that's discussed in the video about how to leverage your statewide websites for careers. That's where some of this can be found. But I can show, in the particular areas that are relevant that my employer might be recruiting from, what those salaries are based upon actual economic data and actual collected surveys and so on and so forth. So, here's another one. You can see that there's a variance by quite a bit. This one's for Spokane County. This one's for all the counties that are in Washington State. So you want to make sure that you bring the ones that are appropriate to your employer and your position. For example, my employer might hire HR managers from all over the state, but let's say that I'm hiring an accounting clerk, and I may not recruit from that wide of an area. I might recruit only locally. So you're going to want to show what's going to be, like I said, relevant to your employer and they're actually going to care about. So, aside from some of those, and you can see that, again, these vary all over the place depending on county, here's some other things that you can bring with. So you can take all that information and you can actually put that into a graph, a chart, or other things that make it visually appealing, especially if your employer or your boss or the people that are going to be looking at this might be predisposed to a visual cognitive style. So, if I look at this, I can see that my salary right here, for the sake of example, is 36,000 or so. And if I am looking at the areas that are surrounding me, then I can see that they're quite a bit higher. They're paying out on average significantly higher. So, that's some of the type of information that I can use. And again, putting that information that you can get from all those different sources into charts or graphs is going to help you make a more appealing case, especially if your employer responds to that a little bit better versus text or charts or tables or whatever it happens to be. So here's another example right here, and back to the HR personnel example. I can see that right in here, there's across both the United States, Washington, Pacific Northwest, West Coast, all of these different areas, I can see what the averages are and see that they really don't vary that much. So let's say I was making $75,000 or $70,000 or whatever, it happens to be. I can see that on average, it's paid significantly more. And in fact, too, I can see the medians in here too, in the different percentiles as well. And all this information can be found in a variety of different places. This particular this particular table that you're looking at was downloaded from SHRM via Towers Watson. And this is something that you would typically pay for, but you can also find a lot of this information via careeronestop.org and look at your state's websites as well for free. So if I go over here, you can actually download a whole bunch of different resources too. Right now, if you get yourself a copy of Get a Raise Guide, and that's available at getaraiseguide.com. Thanks much again for viewing the video on what you can bring to the table to have that conversation with your boss about getting a raise for yourself. For more information, you can visit happentoyourcareer.com or getaraiseguide.com. Thanks.